Is it ready? Asked Cora. A wooden raft lay on the bank of the stream that ran through the hidden middle of the Whispering Woods. Not quite. Trix walked around the raft, occasionally stopping to tweak a vine or tighten a wooden screw. What's taking so long? Jax asked. It has to be safe. Cora glanced at the other rafts already floating in the stream. None of them were as good as theirs. It won't sink, Trix. You're a genius, she said proudly. Cora and her friends, Jax, Trix and Nis, had finished their early morning rewilding tasks in the big outside and were working on their raft. Every year Grandmother Sky, the Queen of the Hidden Middle, celebrated her birthday with a raft race followed by a party by moonlight. It was the first time that Cora and her friends had been old enough to race and they couldn't wait. Trix, who loved making things, had designed the raft by herself. Trix turned pink. She pushed her screwdriver into her bun for safekeeping and wiped her hands down her woven grass jeans. Let's get in the water. The raft was made from a lattice of hollow reeds topped with a wooden platform. It had 4 bark seats, 2 at the front and 2 at the back. A leaf canopy supported by twigs gave the crew shelter from the sun or rain. 4 wooden paddles were strapped to the deck with a vine. Cora, Jax, Trix and Nis each stood at a corner, ready to lift it up. High, low, go, said Trix. Fizzing frogs, it's heavy, Cora grunted. Her arms ached as she shuffled towards the water, carrying her corner of the raft. Jax, too fast, Trix warned. We're not racing yet. Sorry. Jax slowed down. When they reached the stream, Trix shouted instructions as they carefully lowered the raft into the water. A plaited vine rope allowed the raft to be tied to something on the bank to stop it from floating away. Trix passed the rope to Cora. Hold this. The raft dipped as Trix stepped aboard. She untied the paddles and put 1 by each seat. Cora held her breath and the rope. It floats! She exclaimed when Trix was safely aboard. A beaming Trix took her place at the back. Nis went aboard next, followed by Jax. At last it was Cora's turn. She put a foot on the raft, then stopped. Catty wumps! That poor caddisfly! A grey moth-like insect with hairy wings was floating on its back in the stream. Its legs waved feebly as it tried to right itself. Cora, 1 foot on shore, 1 on the raft, tucked the rope under her arm as she reached to rescue the caddisfly from the water. The raft drifted away from the bank. The gap between Cora's feet widened. Jump! Shouted Jax. Can't! Cora's legs were doing the splits as the raft floated further away from the shore. Jax knelt and held out his paddle to Cora. Hold the end and I'll pull you aboard. What with? Cora's hands were already full of caddisfly. The distance between the raft and the bank grew wider. Cora's legs were stretched as far as they could go. She cupped her fingers around the caddisfly and leapt for the bank. Her foot slipped as she jumped. Cora wobbled, then fell. Splash! She landed in the water, dropping the vine but not the caddisfly. By holding her arm up, she managed to keep the half-drowned insect out of the water. The stream was shallow enough for Cora to stand up in. Finding her feet, she waded to the bank where she put the caddisfly on the grass to dry. Was it still alive? A wing twitched. Cora's heart fluttered. Don't give up, little one. I can heal you with some woodland magic. Cora pointed her fingers at the caddisfly and imagined the insect growing strong again. She wiggled her fingers, showering its wings with a sparkly magical mist. A pip later, the caddisfly struggled up. Its wings quivered, then it flew, circling Cora, hovering in front of her nose as if to thank her before flying away. Cora sighed happily. She loved all animals, even the tiny ones. Well done, Cora. From the raft, Jax, Nis and Trix tapped their thumbs together, congratulating her. Loser, drawled a bored voice. Cora looked up in surprise. Perfect Penelope floated past, lounging on a raft made from tree bark